Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token Channel. Your host Superman in the house for another day of awesome Pulsechain news. We've got gonna have a bit of a treat today. Hope you guys enjoy it. So let's get into it and see everything up. Gonna get just gotta change a few things around here in the studio. Hard to get good talent these days in the old studio, but in any case, we're gonna get in some of those. Of course, welcome. If you're new to the channel. We're streaming on 2 channels at the moment, Superman Crypto at the same time and Hex Token channel, of course. So over 9,600 subscribers. So if you're new to the channel, you love great crypto content, Pulsechain, and a lot of good stuff like that, then subscribe. Hit the like button. Share the channel around. Really does help overcome the YouTube algorithms. And, of course, what else are we going to say? Yeah, get into it. I'm going to update the video description. We're going to get... have a couple of links in there coming up soon, plus to our Discord as well. So if you're on Superman Crypto, you'll be able to come and join the Hex Token Discord, which is heading towards 1,300 members at the moment. We've got a couple of influencers in there too, which are rising stars like Sandy Beach and Archie. So you got to get in there. It's going to be a great place. We talk about strategy. We talk about non-crypto. We talk about crypto. We talk about everything in there. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We've got a lot of great people in there, and that's the most important thing, right? So very, very cool. Let's see who's in the house. We got Lies Beneath in the house at the moment. How are you today? Always good. We missed you yesterday, Lies, but Wookie filled in for you a little bit there. And, of course, looking good. Now, today, of course, we are here in New Zealand. So I'm broadcasting from New Zealand at the bottom of the world, but we are in the future, so we're bringing you the future news. It's currently 11:33 a.m. on Tuesday, the 22nd of August. How about that? So no, it's still Monday evening, probably in the Northern Hemisphere there. But down under it is, it's Tuesday and it's almost midday. Now, I've got to tell you good news. We're in wintertime down here, right? The wintertime. And, of course, you guys are in summer in the north. And, of course, wintertime, it is, we've got our first sunny day. It's completely sunny outside. I can't believe it. We've had rain, more rain. You look out the window and rain. And, so we've got a perfect blue sky sunny day today. Can you believe it? So I'm going on walk number 31 today as well, towards our 300 walks. And so I'm excited about that with the sunny day. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, we've got the golden strategy, Richard Hart, of course, Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX incentive for the win. And obviously prices are down at the moment, trying to find the bottom. Meanwhile, people can DCA and pick up lots of volume. It's unbelievable. The prices that we got at the moment, pretty much, especially for Pulsex, and Pulse are down near the whale levels, like Pulses. The Pulsex is actually lower, but the Pulse prices are down where the big whales got their prices. So you guys get to pick up some pretty good volumes at whale levels. That's like you got the 2.5x multiplier. It's pretty good times for you in the retail box. So congratulations for the opportunity. What else we got going? We've got Love Rich in the house there. What's up? Good to see you, Love Rich. Pac-Man as well. Let's go, 100% Pac-Man. Good to see you guys in the chat, by the way. And of course, Hexcavator as well. Let's get it. Absolutely. Hexcavator does all the hard work, by the way, in our Discord. He's the one that actually does all the work as well. What else there, Wookie? Guess good to see Wookie in the house there. Okay, you got Wookie. He is a top dev. Yeah, Wookie is a top dev. We got Joey as well. Hi, all. Good to see you, Joey. We got Trix in the house. Hey, Trix. Good to see you. Archie as well. Hi, all. Good to see Archie. What's good, familiar? Hakuna Matata. Seems to be your latest thing, your latest shout out there, Christian, is the Hakuna Matata. Richard as well. Good to see you, Rich guys. Hey, Rich guys. Good to see you. Adam as well. Hello, Pulse peoples. Good to see you, Adam. We got one of our 2 community leaders, KD, in the house. Good to see you, Superman. Let's go. Absolutely. Let's go, KD. And of course, KD over there in the movie land. So big shout out to KD. Humberto as well. Good to see Humberto. Cheers, Superman and family. Good to see Humberto. Elias, hey, crypto family. Good to see Elias in the house. Uncle Will there too. Hex Mum. Hey, Hex Mum. Hey, hi, Hex Mum. Good to see you. Good evening, all. And of course, definitely smash the likes on the way in. Looks like we've got Bloodfresh King in the house too. Good to see you. We love treats, says Hexcavator. Yeah, I love treats too. And that's why I'm going for my walk. I love the treats too much. But that's kind of cool. Yeah, day 31. It's really cool when you start to push through. I've gone past the 10% milestone and pushing into the next phase. And I've got some adjustments to do, more dietary adjustments to do now that you've got the walking up and stuff like that. So it's an hour and a quarter every day. And I don't have to walk every day, like just as many days as I can. So if I miss a day, it's not the end of the world, as long as I'm consistent and moving forward. That's the key thing with getting back to fitness and health and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. What else there? A TRH for the win, says Rich May. Yeah. TRH there had some news, so we might try and remember to talk about that when we get up to the project teams, project charts. So we'll try and talk about that. And we've got Pulsepot in the house, Jacob the devs in the house there. So yeah, I guess we're definitely talking about TRH now. We've got the dev in the chat there. So a big shout out to Jacob. We do appreciate all your hard work and super genius design. He's absolutely outstanding with what he brings to Pulsechain. So we've got a few things to talk about. Let me just make sure I'm in the right spot here for that. Let's get into the crypto. And of course, let's go. Oh, first of all, we've got Genuine in the house. G'day, everybody. Good to see Genuine. Welcome to the chat there, one of our moderators too. It absolutely does amazing onboarding. Helps a lot of people as well, like Brian does a lot of some stuff that Brian does. Let's get into the chats here. We've got the BTC market. So at the moment, BTC at $26,138, holding on after pulling down from 29,000, got down into the high 25,000s. Remember, so we didn't get our mini bull run. Boo hoo hoo. I mean, we all wanted it, right? We wanted the mini bull run. Up to 40, but we failed. We were on that 30,000 mark for all that time, and then we failed. We had one go really. What would get up to about 31,500, something like that, and then we just couldn't hold it, and down we went to below 30. Then we moved below 30, which meant that we had big downward bias, and now we're down. We finally had that move down 26,136. Now remember, a lot of these big moves in the crypto are highly probably manipulated down, right? So manipulated up, manipulated down. So just remember that by some of the big players in the field, particularly institutions in the field as well. So always keeping that back in the mind. What you wonder why these big moves happen. That's kind of the play. Now, what happens when that happens? People, if the market gets pushed down, a lot of the people that are going long, in other words, they've got leverage and they're going long, especially on centralized exchanges, meaning that they expect the price to go up when they go long. They get liquidated, and we saw huge money get liquidated as well on that. So people do pay the price for that manipulation by somebody else. So let's get that sort of things at the moment. Let's get into the news. We've got Ether at 1667, down 1%. We've got BNB down 2.8% at $210. They're kind of the leaders there. Everything is kind of in that gray zone, I would say, with that, and we'll move on. What else we got going? We've got a cryptocurrency exchange, Coinbase, is getting a minority stake in Circle Internet Financial, and companies are dissolving their center consortium partnership that had issued USDC. So this is probably some significant news. You guys know typically I like to bring in crypto news that is of significance here. The world's second largest stablecoin. As part of the move, Circle will bring issuance and governance of USDC fully in house. Also, 6 more blockchains will gain native support for USDC. Pulsechain is not one of those, which is pegged to $1, bringing the total number of supported chains to 15 for the Circle USDC there. We're having pretty exciting stuff happening with our stable coins right now. So we're going to talk about that a bit later on. Coinbase and Circle, in a blog post, interviews on Coindesk, didn't disclose how big a stake Coinbase got. However, Coinbase did not give Circle cash for the stake, according to a person familiar with the situation. Coinbase and Circle did not identify the 6 additional blockchains. Back in September, Circle said it had planned to add Polkadot, Near, Optimism, Cosmos in 2023. Subsequently, Coinbase started its own blockchain called Base, and of course, people are talking about that at the moment. It is a bit of a wild west over there, but obviously, there's a couple of protocols that are gaining excitement, and there's obviously capital flying in there at the moment. There have been recent tectonic shifts in the world of dollar-pegged stablecoins. Most recently, fintech giant PayPal took a step to shake up the dominance of Tether's USDC and USD Tether by introducing its own PYUSD token. In association with Paxos, PayPal could prove a worthy adversary given its deep ties in payments and remittance. But of course, we all know PayPal is part of the centralized mafia. So we know they turn payments off and all sorts of stuff. They are not DeFi, decentralized finance. They are not freedom. They are part of the problem, right? So that is not a good move. In any case, Pulsechain is going to have at least 3 basic native stablecoins. We've already got CST from Coast, And of course, we're going to have USDL and PXDC native coins from Liquid Loans and Power City. So we're going to be fine with our own stable coins based on the main tokens as well. So it's going to be fine. From Coinbase perspective, the future of USDC stretches far beyond crypto trading into areas like foreign exchange, transfers of funds across borders, and financial inclusion, according to Phil McConnell, Senior Director of Product Management at Coinbase. But he played down any competition with PayPal. I'm sure they're eyeing a PayPal business there with the cross-border payments. But there's a couple of cryptos that are already in that, right? So XRP and others. There's another big one too. I just can't remember the name of it at the moment. So that's some of the news there around USDC and Coinbase. So let's jump over. Coinbase obviously also got its own issues with the SEC and is pushing back. So it's good to see some of that happening. Now, here is the irony here. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin sends 1 million ETH to Coinbase. Apparently the SEC aren't after this guy. This guy topped. Remember last time he sold at the top, and not after this guy. Vitalik Buterin transferred over $1 million worth of ETH to cryptocurrency Coinbase on Monday. And of course, Ethereum co-founder deposited 600 ETH, which is about $1 million worth of cryptocurrency to crypto exchange Coinbase on Monday, according to data from Ethereum blockchain scanning website EtherScan. The move comes as Ether, the second largest crypto market, of course, went down 10%. And of course, Ether has recovered a little bit there. But that is some of the drama around Vitalik there. So funny, isn't it, who gets picked on there? So that is pretty much the crypto news. Some of the two highlights there, USDC and Ethereum with Vitalik. That leads us into, of course, a Pulsechain. Shall we talk about that? We got the title of the video today, Pulsechain Dev Team Exposed. We are in the right place. So I want to talk about this. I think it's pretty positive. So let's talk about it. Shall we do it? Yes, let's do it. We've got Charles Stone first in the house. Hex Token. Looks and sounds like you're doing well. I am doing well, Charles. And yeah, 30 days of walking certainly helps a lot. Really is a big deal. So if you are not really doing any exercise, you're unfit or stuff like that, I do strongly encourage you to do that. And we have an influencer in our Discord, Sandy Beach, who's focusing on health and fitness. So definitely follow Sandy Beach _369 on Twitter. That's Sandy Beach _369 on Twitter. Genuine says PayPal asked me on Twitter what my complaint was. You can complain about that. And we got Blair as well. Hi all, good to see you, Blair. It's always a pleasure. All right, so here we are. We got some of the this is just some of the Pulsechain devs. Obviously, Pulsechain launch. No expectations around Pulsechain, right? And of course, we had 3 commas. We got 3 commas in there. Bretep, of course. Bretep, we love talking about that. You guys know I love Stargate, and Bretep reminds me of one of the Egyptian gods. I love saying that. We got obviously Gamma in there, who's sort of doing a lot of education around the Fetch Oracle. The Fetch Oracle is the big trigger for the big 3 protocols to come. At least the big two out of 3 big protocols to come, plus a lot of other projects like I take it PulsePot as well, waiting for the Fetch Oracle so that you can get reliable, good price calls as well. So these big protocols need those reliable, decentralized price calls, and so we're waiting for Fetch Oracle. That is by Liquid Loans, of course. Now we've also got SJB in there as well, and these guys have all been pretty active, right? August 21st, Gamma there, August 21st, and August 21st there. So that's kind of the play there at the moment. And of course, Gamma has focused a lot on Pulsechain validator education, and of course also Fetch Oracle with the upcoming Oracle reporters. You can be an Oracle reporter for those two. For people that I'm not sure how that mechanism works, but you can do that too and make an earnings off that with the Fetch token. Last time Richard was in there was the 30th of July, which is not too bad. That's the 30th of July there. So these are some of the devs there, at least some of the ones that are no expectations in the background. At least they keep logging into GitLab. That's at very least that we know. What are they doing in there? I don't know. They're doing something. Anyway, so they're operating at the moment. And we had an interesting tweet from Coast today, which I thought was pretty positive. And so I wanted to highlight that with the Pulsechain team exposed, because the Coast team, which is the fiat on-ramp, off-ramp, direct to Pulsechain. And of course, Brian has been posting his referral code in the chat there. You can get hold of that, and you get 5,000 weight tokens from that. So it's a pretty good bonus, and so does he. We chat to members of the Pulsechain dev team. Everything they say makes us feel we're in the right place. So no expectations, but they're doing that. Obviously, getting a lot of confidence from the operation of the magical chain, Pulsechain, the people's chain, as I always call it, is Pulsechain. Pulsechain is the people's chain. So we chat to members of the Pulsechain dev team. Everything they say makes us feel like we are in the right place. I really like that tweet, so I thought I'd put that as the title of the video today, because it's a lot of confidence when you've got some of the big big teams that are delivering really big value to Pulsechain, talking about their conversations, and makes, if they're feeling confident, then we should feel confident too. So I like that. Now, obviously, with Pulsechain is the first full system stake copy of Ethereum, and that's a big deal. Obviously, we have 4 main clients as well for that, and of course, one is GoPulse, and these have to be updated from time to time, right? So they always have to be updated from the actual teams that develop that software to align, and so that validators can validate the chain, right? So we've got over 39,000 validators. It really is the people's chain. It's fully decentralized, and of course, people are the ones that make the chain tick away. But in any case, they still have to update their clients. And one of the updates there was these updates were identified by Dipcatcher, one of our exciting devs in the Pulsechain community. Since Pulsechain launch, there have been 3 releases with upgrades to Go Ethereum. There have been 1 release on GoPulse on the June the 15th, which integrated the upstream May 25 release from Ethereum. It took about 3 weeks to match the last release. So hopefully we will see these upgrades integrated in the next few weeks, because obviously there's new updates. For my limited knowledge on the subject, if Pulsechain wants to be able to integrate any future scaling solutions or other breakthroughs rolled out by Ethereum, and of course we know the next big one, right? The next big one coming up is proto-dank sharding, and that's designed to increase the size of the pipe of the amount of transactions you get through, so the TPS, the transactions per second. And of course, we know that Vitalik's vision was to get up to 100,000 per second, right? Eventually on the chain with full dank sharding there, and of course we're looking at proto-dank sharding as a step towards that. So that's going to be good too for Hex end stakes with the S-load function. It should help with that by bringing back down the gas fees, hopefully, for that in the future. So it's a lot of people banking on the ETH side. If you're on the ETH side there with Hex, that's kind of the play there. And of course, we know that I think they've increased the S-load function, which is the function that goes through and loops through every single day of the reward pools based on the T-shares that you had at the time, your T-share proportional share, and it has to go through every single day when you end up claiming your stake at the end. We have an S-load function calculator in the Discord under useful links if you want to check that out. If you want to do an end stake, for example, and you want to know how much gas it might cost you at a certain GWAI, that's going to give you an indication with that calculator. In any case, from my limited knowledge on subject, the Pulsechain wants to be able to integrate any future further scaling solutions or other breakthroughs rolled out by Ethereum. It basically has to match all the intermittent upgrades. And of course, that's what we get the benefit, right? The Pulsechain gets the benefit of being able to upgrade to all the best stuff that's coming down the line, making that pipe bigger. And of course, that's the main thing. So the last big update we saw for Ethereum, right, was validators being able to do withdrawals. If you remember, they started validating. They started doing their parallel, staking there in December 2020, and they weren't able to get it out until the last upgrade earlier this year. So now they've moved on from, they've got a full deposit and withdrawal for validators on Ethereum. And of course, we have that too on Pulsechain. And now, of course, the next thing is to speed up, make a bigger pipe on the chain to get more transactions through the Ethereum, and of course, also through Pulsechain, because we get the benefit of that upgrade. So it's kind of cool. So we've got a kind of a future proofing in the chain. We get the best upgrades based on the most battle tested chain, which is Ethereum, right? So it's pretty cool like that. Perhaps the developers working on this can chime in on their thoughts and help clarify the understanding. Now, we did get these are some of the updates here. So we had that May 25th one that Dipcat was talking about, but we also had these recent ones here for GoPulse. This is just one of the 4 clients, Antibar and Ma Winor. You can make this up, but those are the names. And you can see some of the code there on Pulsechain GoPulse releases, and it has the releases in there. And of course, validators will know about that. So it's kind of cool. Now, that was one of the ones that was updated to about 3 weeks to push through. Now, we have had some comments here as well. We got Bretet, one of the devs. I told you, Bretet, one of the devs here, this one here, who's pretty famous. He's actually a huge influencer as well. You see how many followers he's got. It's massive. So pretty cool like that. What else are we going to say? So he made a comment here on the 21st of August. All the projects are open source, and anyone can create merge pull requests. And we know that, of course, And there are 4 clients: GoPulse, Aragon, Lighthouse, and Prism. So we've got 4, and they pretty much dominate Ethereum. Those ones, they're like 85% at least, if not 90% of the validator software that's used to validate Ethereum. There are a couple other clients, but they're much smaller percentages. And so we've got the big 4 really that matter. It is critical to have multiple clients that are all validate the blockchain. Obviously, validators can pick which clients they want in terms of execution layer and things like that, so they can decide which ones they want out of these combinations, and they need 1 of each. So here goes. WK goes, what's the process for accepting the merge pull requests? Currently code reviews and testing. Now, typically, I think Bretep's the one that signs those off and pushes them. And we often see SJB, put forward a change, and then Bretep sort of approves that. From what I can tell, it seems to be the process there. Important to note: all behavior change added, removed to a client must be congruent with all other clients on the blockchain to validate properly. Obviously, all the clients need to have the similar updates so that they all work, right? It's no use one validator having software that's not working and others having software and that's going to update with the change, right? So that's got to all work together. Someone says we believe in Bretep, and of course, I wish I had the Stargate theme right now because that'd be pretty cool. I appreciate the sentiment, but I would direct believe and trust to the 39,300 validators validating the blockchain. They do an amazing job protecting free speech and maintaining an open and honest distributed ledger, which is 100%. But it's kind of cool. But it's good to have no expectations devs working in the background and bringing us all the upgrades, with no expectations in the future. So I thought it's kind of cool. And then getting to Coast to come out here saying everything they say makes us feel we're in the right place. Who knows what that could mean too for the future. So very excited about that as well. So that leads us into some of the other stuff. We're going to jump through all this. And we're going to get into the market results now. We're going to talk about markets at the moment, so this is our second part of the live stream. But in the third part, stay tuned for that, because we've got all the potential upcoming projects that I'm aware of that will, are pretty decent quality projects coming. So we're going to talk about that. This excludes the big 3. So it excludes Liquid Lines, Power City, PH Universe. So we're going to look at many of the other ones that are looking to come up as well, and talk about maybe some of the pros and cons there. So stay tuned for that. That's launching on Pulsechain. So this is the surprise part of the live stream. But we got Pulse there is at quadruple 0429 at the moment, down 5.5%. We're at 43% of sacrifice price. So man, it's like this is down at like whale level stuff for the sacrifice. So being able to get access to this sort of price level is pretty dreamy, really. Obviously, it's not great for the portfolio values all down, but it's a great opportunity for buying in and picking up large volume, especially if you believe in Pulsechain's future. It's pretty exciting. So let's have a quick look at the Pulse price. That is the Pulse price there at the moment on the chart. So yeah, we were pretty much holding for about how many days? Quite a few days there. We're holding in that range for about 8 days. We're holding around about 4,400 to 4,600, 4,700. We're in that pretty much range for about 8 days. We just broke that down today, of course, and we have seen a little bit more weakness in the Bitcoin as well, so that may have contributed as well. And of course, there's exciting things like the new base chain and things like that. So there's a little bit of that going on. That's normal in crypto, and this is where we are at the moment. We're still above that resistance area. But certainly not a great day in the office, but a great day for picking up more Pulse. Dramatically increase your Pulse bags there as well. So that is the Pulse price, and of course this is a PulseX at the moment. PulseX at quadruple 0132. Only 13%. I must say it again, only 13% on the sacrifice price. That is a crazy good for the pickup. I mean, you couldn't dream of anything bigger. And here's the exciting thing, right? Here's the exciting thing. 371 billion Pulsex has been burned so far. That's almost 1.8%, 1.8% of the public supply. And of course, we just passed day 100, right? We're on day 101. It's not 101 Dalmatians, but it's 101 days. And the buy and burn is just secretly just sneaking up there at pretty fast rate, actually. So it's going pretty good there. It's 371. So that's going to have an effect further down the line. That's going to have an effect. Not today, of course, because really liquidity and sentiment is really what's driving things at the moment. We just got through that SEC Black Swan event, and of course, we have to give a bit of time in the market. But fortunately, even crypto markets can forget pretty quickly as well. So we're looking forward to that happening in the future as well. All right, so that is pretty much it on that. And now we've got potentiality for single-sided staking pools still coming. We've got that Richard talked about with being experimental. We've also got all the big protocols coming, the DeFi protocols, and that adds more traffic, more volume, more buy and burn. And of course, we're also going to be looking for liquid loans and Power City to collateralize, bring new features to Pulse and Pulsex by collateralizing them and being able to lend against them, not having to sell them, and being able to lend against them and buy more with relatively low collateral levels, for the larger holders. So looking for a lot of that sort of stuff to play out too. But that's a bit further out now. And I like the fact that teams are a little backing off a little bit in some ways, taking their time because we want to get this volatility out of the way. Maybe it's going to last 6 weeks, 8 weeks. We'll see how we get on so far. But in the meantime, the retail people can pick up a lot more of these assets. Now, obviously, that's a pretty huge burn. So let's have a quick look at the chart there for Pulsex. Pulsex at the moment, obviously looking pretty similar to Pulsechain as well. So you can sort of see where the chart there, we just pulled down there to 1300, which is kind of cool. At least we didn't, slip down any much further. But in any case, if it does slip down further, you can always buy a lot more, right? You buy a lot more. But we are pretty much testing the floor price in here that we've been in there for about 8 days. So that's definitely being challenged at the moment. So that is that. Let's look at the incentive token. Incentive token there at $1.56. We've got 36,500 Pulse is for one incentive token. And of course, that's down 8%. So that is the relative worst performer of the day so far. Pulse and Pulsex are pretty similar. So let's look at the incentive there. Now, this is the ratio, of course, from Pulse to Pulsex. You can see it's just shedding here most days. We have a couple of green days in there. This was, I think, back when we had the talk of single-sided staking. So that was got pushed up there by the whales. So it can get pushed back up again as well. But that is pretty much it on there. Let's go to the Hex, of course. Hex there, P-Hex is at 0073, so 73/100th of a penny. And we've got that is down 5.8% at the moment. So pretty similar to, or slightly higher than the Pulsex down day, but not as big as the incentive. And we've got E-Hex at the moment at 0039, so just under 4/10 of a penny as well. One P-Hex equals 170 Pulse at the moment. And so that seems a little bit weaker too, and versus Pulse. And one P-Hex equals 1.89 E-Hex at the moment. So definitely P-Hex is relatively weaker compared to Pulse and E-Hex actually over the last little wee while. Now the combined price of E-Hex and P-Hex is at 1.12 cents. So we've been around 1.2 cents, 1.3 cents, 1.5 cents. That's kind of the recent prices recently. And of course, now we're down at 1.12 cents at the moment. So really testing that aggregated number. So let's have a quick look at E-Hex. That's the E-Hex chart at the moment. So it looks like we've got a little bit of a green candle there on the 4 hourly. But let's go to the daily. That is the daily candle at the moment. So the last 4 hours picked up a little bit there. But we got down to 7141. So 71 of a penny. And we're at about 73 of a penny at the moment. So that's pretty much it on P-Hex. E-Hex is currently at, we got down as low as, this is Bridgeton E-Hex, by the way, and the Pulsechain. We got down as low as 0036. So it was at 36/100th of a penny. We're now at 38/100th of a penny approximately on the old E-Hex there. Looking at the combined price of E-Hex and P-Hex. Let's wait for InvestX to refresh, but we're going to check this out in a minute. So this is the combined price of E-Hex and P-Hex once it renders. And let's have a look at the chart there. So this is a 15-minute chart, not a daily chart, but you can see us zigzagging around here on the 15-minute chart with the combined price of E-Hex and P-Hex. And here we are at the moment at 1.1 cents, trying to slowly ride up here on the 15-minute. So we'll see how we get on there. In any case, Hex is the wealth token. It's kind of the supercharged certificate of deposit. And of course, you can stake, mint, mine Hex with your T-shares, pretty much it. What you can do there with hex.com. Check it out in the link in the video description. You can buy Hex on Pulsechain and on Ethereum, of course. So let's have a quick look at some of the other stats. So those are the market prices for the Rich Heart tokens. We're going to have a look at some of the other stats, though. Let's have a look at the validators at the moment. We're on day 101. And as Bretep says, the Pulsechain dev says, we've got 39,391 validators at the moment around the world, virtually on every continent except for Antarctica. And it's doing pretty well, right? So pretty cool on that. It really is the people's chains, fully decentralized. We've got 1.26 trillion Pulse off the market at the moment, which is really exciting to see. 1.26 trillion Pulses off the market that cannot be sold at the moment. And that doesn't include the 4,096 validators that the Genesis validators that came out and burned all their validating Pulse. which was about 131 billion. And then, of course, then we've got EIP 1559 burn as well going on also. So I don't know if there's a dev out there. There's quite a few devs out there that are listening, but it would be great to get a inflation deflation a chart on the Pulse. Now, GoPulse used to have one, but that's gone now. And of course, I think they might have had issues being able to calculate that or whatever. But it would be really great to get a Pulsechain inflation deflation. Remember, every block compared to Ethereum, we have 25% less. So we have 75% of the amount of Ethereum inflation in the block. And so we've got that. And of course, we have the burn in every block and transactions. So we really would be cool to get that. I haven't seen anyone with that particular chart, but we already know the buy and burn for PulseX, but we would like to see the inflation deflation for the Pulse chain itself. We can go to a block and have a look at the Pulse burn. We can see the Pulse burning in every block. It'll be really great to see what the total amount is now as well for the EIP 159 burn. That'd be really cool. All right, so that is it at the moment. So I don't know if there's a dev out that's going to do that. There's probably a couple of devs that probably could, but obviously they're all working on stuff as well. So it's just maybe it's a nice to have, but it does seem pretty important. It'd be great to see that number. We've got 10-second block times, of course, and yeah, ticking away. Pretty cool on the old Pulse chain. What else are we going to say? We've got gas prices at the moment are pretty super cheap on the old Pulse chain. So it's a really good place to do business. We got big upside with the projects with X returns rather than percentage returns like on Ethereum, for example, generally speaking. And of course, we've got cheap and fast chain. So it's a good place to operate. And the biggest deal about this, not only do we have the potentially big upsides, but we also have the ability to compound and do compounding protocols. So a lot of ROI platforms and all that can thrive on GoPulse. We saw recently PulseDrip, of course, launch one of the big ROI platforms, and it really is a good place to be able to do those compounding protocols, which is pretty cool. Now we've got PulseX swap at the moment is 1 cent, and we've got Pulse coin transfer is at 0007. So it's pretty super cheap there. And what do we got there? So what's that? Seven hundredths of a penny, and then we got 0.2 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. So it really is a cool place to do cool stuff, and of course, build out that financial capability. The other thing, of course, we're at 1,077 times cheaper than Ethereum. That's not shit. That's pretty good. We're 441 times cheaper than Bitcoin at the moment, so pretty awesome there as well. All right, so there's some of the highlights. I think we're going to move on from there. We've got quite a few other stuff we could talk about, but we're going to move on. We're going to get into some of the burn stuff as well. Not only have we got that, but we've got Auto. So there's been some issues. I think they're indexing the Block Scout again, but the other Block Explorer Auto is ticking away, and you can use that too. So if you're having issues with transactions, go to auto.pulsechain.com and you can check that out. Now, if you have /special/London, you'll be able to see the IP159 burn chart here as well. So it's kind of a cool chart. But once again, it'd be really cool if we can get a overall chart so we know the overall number for the EIP1559 burn. And you can see it is activated here. But it'd be cool to see what the total amount is. The last update we had, it was sitting at 3 billion. But I mean, we've been burning a lot more since then. So it'd be cool to see what that number is now. All right, that is pretty much it on that. So let's move around to the move on to our next we're going to move on to our third part of the live show. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Let me just I might close down all these charts actually now that I've talked about them. We're going to get into the Pulse chain projects now. Obviously, a lot of people are talking about PDI. Let me know in the chat if you've been talking about PDI. Before we do that though, let's get into the comments and catch up a bit. We had a few people in the house. I think we've got about 80 people watching at the moment, so big welcome to everybody. And of course, daily we do daily Pulse chain and Hex videos on here on Hex Token and Superman Crypto. So if you're on either of those channels, we're streaming to over 9,600 subscribers at the moment. So big welcome to everybody. We really do appreciate it. Now we've got a link to the Discord as well. If you want to join our Discord, we have one of the most active, engaged Pulse chain Hex Discords. We've got pretty much the leading Discord, I think, in that space. But one of the most active communities. So and you're more than welcome to join and join the party there. We talk about everything, and we're pretty lenient on a lot of stuff. So we are a no drama channel. So we try and keep the drama out so we can focus on crypto and the community. and we're also a family friendly channel. We try to keep it PC as much as possible. So those are kind of some of the principles. And finally, we're also a freedom channel. We love freedom, so we try to keep that principle alive as much as possible as well. Tim Top's in the house. Hey, what's up, Tim Top? Good to see you as well. Woohoo! And we got that is the Discord link that I was just talking about. If you want to join our Discord, if you're on Superman Crypto or Hex Token channel, jump in there. And we're heading up towards 1,300 members, which is pretty exciting. Charles Stone says, right on. I'm pretty sure I follow her on Twitter. You're talking about Sandy Beach? Yeah, doing amazing stuff there around health and fitness and Pulsechain community. We got Blair as well. Hi, all. Good to see you, Blair. Who else has jumped in there? Other community leader Brian's jumped in there. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian. Don't forget to post your Coast referral link there in the chat as well, Brian, in case people wanted to bridge directly on Pulsechain with US dollars. Now, Coast is currently open in the United States, UK, Australia, and Canada. So those are the 4 markets, but they will be opening up in phase 2, I believe, in September to more countries. And hopefully they're also going to have a debit and credit card options as well for doing fiat onboarding, which will be a lot faster. They currently offer Wire and ACH, Wire being the faster of the 2. But of course, there's a think about a $20 a fee for that, whether that's an issue or not for some people or not. So, yep. What else there? We got Kristen says, I need liquid loans and PUSD to launch. I got a few plays I want to try. Yeah, with the old leverage. Yeah, that's true. Now, there will be a lot of people on there will do 10% leverage, which is kind of a very safe level. But then there's always risk takers on there. And so I'm expecting the total risk taking on there, I think it's called TCL, to be something like 250% or so. That's what we see on liquidity on Ethereum. So that may not happen straight away, but we'll probably see that, a lot of leverage players getting in there too. Leverage is yet to be really unleashed on Pulsechain. So that's why we're looking forward to those liquid loans and PUSD protocols. Because it's going to unleash leverage as well as the famous protocol. Famous from the PH universe is coming with the GMX fork, and that's going to have perpetuals and margin trading. But it's also going to have, if you don't want to do margin trading, you can provide liquidity to the margin traders, and you can make a pretty good earning in there. So I think that's going to be pretty popular. I would suggest we might see some nice funds going there. It's going to be interesting to see that. Mr. Jockey in the house. Good to see Mr. Jockey. Who else has jumped in here before I move on to third phase here? How far did Hex go down on launch? I think it was, I'm just doing off the top of my head. We went to talk about this yesterday. I think it was about 80% or so, 85 on there. I think, Charles, I got the chart. We could bring that up. Should we bring it up? Yeah, I'll bring that up since I wasn't planning to talk about it, but since you asked the question, let's go to Hex log chart and we're going to look at V1. Boy, Uniswap changed a lot, didn't it? V1, V2, V3. Originally, you could only do ETH to other peers at the time, right? And then V2, you could do, altcoins to other peers, and so that was kind of cool. And V3, of course, brought you on with the being able to do, part of the funding curve and things like that, and set different fee structures. So it was pretty interesting time. This is back here. This is the V1 here, back on the chart. Let me just move over here, pull that down, so we can see that on there. So this is the beginning of Hex, of course. So I don't know whether you want to take it, but if we take it from the top here, which is day 2 on the this is the data that this doesn't have quite back to the beginning. It's got the 16th there, which I think was the high. So it went down to about 81%. So yeah, about 80% there. This doesn't have the first because the first ones we were on. This is the first day, but the first ones we were on some of these small centralized exchanges. There was a centralized exchange that we used to be on. I forget the name of it at the moment, but that is about 80%. All right. What else have we done? Let me jump away. I think we're down. What are we at? 85% at the moment, so we're definitely lower than that. We're Hexton Choice at the moment. Hello, Hexkins and Superman. Good to see you, Hexton Choice. What else there? Let's jump through some of those comments. Do we have less inflation than Ethereum? Yes, 75% is the amount in every block. Good evening, Hex Token family. Check my pulses here, and Nita's here as well. Hey, good to see you both. Who else has jumped in here? Let me just jump through those. Fabulous Superman says Anita. Hey, you're welcome. We definitely need more likes, says Humberto. Definitely smash the likes if you've just joined us. And don't forget to smash the subscribe button and get into our Discord. Discord is the place to be. And Brian's posted the link there. Very, very cool. Now, if you want to bridge in fiat directly to Pulsechain, either through Wire or ACH. Once again, use Brian's code. He's one of our 2 community leaders. It's a win-win. You get 5,000 weight tokens as well, and he gets 5,000 weight tokens, which just seems a pretty good deal to me. Charles in the house as well. The People's Chain, I love it. Yeah, well, Pulsechain really is the People's Chain, and you heard from Bretet, one of the Pulsechain devs. It certainly seems that way, right? Check my pulse. Superman is a beast. Appreciate your streaming every day. Hey, you're welcome, man. Hey, I'm on the same journey as all of you guys, and I really love it too. So you guys know that because I stream every day. So it's probably self-evident. All right, let's get into the third part of the show. And this is the stuff. I hope you guys enjoy this. But of course, we've got top tier protocols, particularly DeFi. You know, I'm mainly a DeFi person. I have covered a lot of the NFT markets for the last couple of weeks earlier because I really felt that no influencer was really covering those. PRC 721s got copied over on Pulsechain on the 10th of May, just like the PRC 20 token, the ESR 20 tokens did. They're now, PRC 20s, and of course the ERC 721, the NFTs on Ethereum got copied over too onto Pulsechain, and of course their PRC 721 contracts, and of course 11 to 55 contracts too can play a role in there. But of course, it's important to cover the whole array because there's different communities that like different things, right? So it's just the way it goes. As you guys know, I prefer DeFi myself, particularly classic DeFi, decentralized finance solutions. And so Batius is one of this. Batius, however you're going to say it. But of course, this is a DEX aggregator. So imagine a lot of DEX of decentralized exchanges that are around the place, and of course, like Pulsechain, for example. And this will go around and harvest or basically get you the best pull and get you the most efficient trade, right? So you get the less slippage. It will also route your trade to get your best result as well. It will take the best result and then it will have the second best result, and it will charge a fee between that. It'll give you the profit, half of the profit, and then it will, so you get the best trade, but also take a little fee off the top there, 50% of that difference for its revenue. So it's kind of pretty efficient like that. So you're still getting best rate. They take a little bit off the side there. And of course, if you're involved in Proteus, it is very good for larger trades as well. Very efficient for traders, and that means it's basically efficient for a lot of people. But if you've got a fast moving market that's moving fast, it can be a little bit on the slow side because it's got to go do all the routing and go through all the pools. But apart from that, very, very good feedback about Batia so far, DEX aggregator. So that's pretty much it. They've still got their sacrifice on at the moment, but it is the last day. So that's why I'm bringing it up. You guys know I don't generally talk about sacrifices anymore, but if it's a really good protocol that seems to be delivering, it's well worth mentioning. So Patias here at the moment has got 14 hours and 45 minutes to go, and they currently raised a pretty significant $640,000. And they really are offering a top tier DeFi service onto Pulsechain, so pretty good on that one. So that is currently the details. Got all the details about the sacrifice in here. You can see the leaderboard as well. Leaderboard currently the top sacrifice is $112,000. So definitely some people into it as well. Now obviously there's dApps, everything. I don't want to go into everything on here, but you can see the website. You can see the sacrifice page, and of course the protocol itself. You just launch the app, and you can see the protocol here for the Patias, which looks pretty nice. And of course, it's not just a DEX, right? It's a DEX aggregator, so it's going through lots of different other DEXs like Pulsechain and getting you the best rate, which is pretty neat. So that is kind of the play there. I'm going to post you the link to the website if you want to check that out or participate. It's not really up to you, no financial advice and all that, but definitely one of the better DEX aggregators out there. Obviously, Portal X also does that. Portal X from Power City, also is a DEX aggregator, and that's a very good one too. And you can compare results. You're always trying to get the best results. That is the place. All right, Robert Online's in the house. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Greetings, Superman. The best market starts it does. We are still in a bear market, but here we are. Thanks for your consistency. Hey, you're welcome, Robert. Appreciate the nice sentiment too. Woohoo! Says the Refine. Absolutely. All right, so that is it on that one. So I'll just move on from there. Now, the next one I want to talk about is Hex Scout. Hex Scout's coming up. This is a game changer for Hex, I think. Really is fantastic. Looking forward to it. It's had rave reviews from all the testers. And of course, it is a collaboration appears between a number of devs, including one of our very popular ones, Alex McFurter from Edron Icosa. So really, really excited about this. This is also going to be a booster for Hex as well. A game-changing Hex app from the creators of Hex.com. Hedron HSI watch for the mobile and desktop, not just desktop, but mobile as well. Really excited about this. And of course, they gave last update was on the 12th of August, beta test progress update. Our Hex Scout beta testers have helped us identify a few, thankfully only minor bugs, and of course, which will take us a few days to work out. We anticipate being able to launch by the end of next week. So that's kind of cool on that one. Now that's on the 12th. So we're currently on the 21st, I guess, or 22nd, depending on what time zone you're in. But that's like, what's that, a week ago? So these guys must be pretty close, I would say, to launching. Obviously, software is difficult, and they want everything to be perfect. And we're very excited about this. All-in-one shop is going to be here. So all-in-one DApp. It looks really, really exciting. Overall, we're thrilled with the progress and the flawless performance of all essential main features. And we've needed this for a long time, right? Staker App's Staking App version 2 was a little bit disappointing for me. And it's great to see Hex Scout fill the void, and also probably even got a very extremely feature-rich from the looks of it. Accordingly, we're equally excited about the amazing feedback from our Hex Scout betas. And of course, you can see everybody's comments here. Totally blown away. Incredible. Seriously awesome. Overall, I give it an A. Superbly executed. I'm speechless. So you look at the comments that are fantastic. Massive thank you to all the beta testers. This means the world to us, and it's incredibly rewarding over a year of hard work. So 1 year of hard work. We get it in an instant, but of course, it can take 12 months, 18 months to build these things, which is pretty awesome. And we just get it straight away, and we're like, oh, wow, that's cool. Thank you very much for your service. We hope we're not just experiencing a happy beta test effect, and the Hex Scout can replicate this level of excitement for all of you post-launch. If so, in the next bull market, it will be Hex to the moon, no doubt, absolutely. So we're very excited about this coming up. Launch me into beta 1.0. So yeah, really, really cool. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, comment here from Tangent says, if you have Hex perts in LP, will they still be counted towards your T shares? Hex Scout is launching with a vision that will evolve over time, and primary goal is to offer the Hexkins comprehensive onboarding tool, and we need that. So this is fantastic. The initiative has now come of age, so looking forward to that as well. So some good stuff happening there. All right, that is Hex Scout. So if you guys haven't followed that, of course, I'll post the link to this on Twitter, Hex Scout. But that is a big protocol coming for Hex itself, and on Pulsechain support, which is kind of cool. Adam says, Patias found better deals than PulseX both times. I tried it. Yes, it took a while to. Yes, it does take a little bit long. So if you're in a fast-moving market, you see those like when PDI was moving around, it was moving around pretty fast. Then it's definitely something you should check out there as well. Yeah, pretty good results otherwise. All right, so that's Hex Scout. Let's move on. I said that we're going to be covering quite a few things. That is the website at the moment about Hex Scout. So that's where you can go to, and they're going to be at Apple and Google. It's going to be really important for Hex. I'm really excited about it. All right, so that leads us into mad energy. You guys feel mad? Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Anyway, we've got mad energy, clean energy infrastructure. So we've talked about financial DeFis, but we've actually got potentiality for a real world connection, and not just any ordinary one, but potentially fundamental change in the energy industry. And of course, this has been promised, this sort of technology, for a long time. And these guys look like they're really pushing it forward here. Clean energy infrastructure developer technology incubator mission: provide clean, abundant, affordable energy for the world. So pretty excited about this. The old world is in dire need for mad energy. Now, this is really about wireless technology, right? So being able to have a gridless economy, having wireless technology. So that's kind of where this is heading in details. We actually had, I think we had a pretty well-known Hexkin girl join the Mad Energy team. I'm not sure if she's still with them, but yeah, pretty cool on that. Now, I've got a couple of, we're going to jump to the website. This is their website, Mad Energy. And of course, they've been raising money on Pulsechain with a sacrifice. I think they're actually doing their funding rounds. They've got funding rounds. I think they're still going, hence why they haven't launched on Pulsechain yet. But this is Mad Energy, and this is globally transformative technology. It's not just a small technology company. This is they're actually trying to do something of major importance, which is pretty cool. Now, I've got a couple of videos on this, so we thought we'd play some of this just to remind you about the technology. Here's, I think, the CEO talking here.
From Africa. And I can tell you that quantum wave will allow us to do a tremendous amount of good in that continent. The infrastructure there is either not been developed or has been developed and has not been maintained. So there's actually a 200-kilometer transmission line that loses 50% of its power in that 200 kilometers. So if I'm starting out with 100 megawatts, by the time I deliver it, I have delivered 50. This is amazing loss of power due to a lack of maintenance. They don't have the billions of dollars that it would take to effectively build up the infrastructure they need. But with the wireless technology, all we have to do is drop down receivers. We can bypass all the miles and miles and miles of high tension cables. We can save on all the mining that would have to be done to make all those cables, right? The savings to the people of Africa and jump starting their economies, this is going to be an absolutely incredible upside for literally hundreds of millions of people who have either not seen enough electricity, they have bare minimum electricity, or they haven't even gotten electricity at all. We're so lucky here in the United States, we think that everybody lives like us, but this is not the case. People in Africa, there's hundreds of millions of people with no electricity. So this is something that we can remedy with the quantum wave. And that's another reason why Matt is behind this project.
So I think that's pretty cool. So the quantum wave technology there could be pretty exciting. And yeah, we cherish our freedom, and we love that. Obviously, they're talking about they want a free and prosperous world with the deployment of quantum waves. So we're looking forward to that. So you got a little run up here. And I'm not exactly sure. This is kind of the idea. You'd have basically some electrical wave emission. There's like things back down to test this sort of stuff, and it's going to be pretty exciting. Now they've been pushing forward. Now on the 19th of May, so going back a little bit here, they did mention Pulsechain. They get congrats to the Pulsechain community, of course, for its success. And of course, many are asking the timeframe MAD plans to launch an equity security on Pulsechain. MAD Energy funding rounds must be filled and closed prior to security issuance, so they're a bit more formal in that sense. And then it's not a sacrifice as we normally expect, with no expectations. And so that's the play there. Now on the 17th of May, they were doing a Regulation D round live. It's our hope to get another retail round live in 2023. However, further rounds will ultimately be a decision for the managing directors to make. And of course, they did give an update here on the 19th of May. While we are unable to give a specific launch date at this time, we are thrilled to build and launch our security on Pulsechain when the time comes. Stay tuned for updates. So, we'll be looking forward to see what other updates come from the MAD team here. Now, obviously, this is their website here that you can check out, MAD Energy, which is pretty cool. But they did recently move into their new offices here. So we're going to play a little video on the office as well, because it's kind of fun. I'm going to keep the sound off. I'm just not sure whether it's copyright or not. Sounds a bit weird without the sound, but this is their new office there, and they're having a good time. So kind of cool. You may have seen that young guy before. He's been on videos that we've seen in the past when they've been interviewed by influencers in the space. But it's kind of cool. They seem like a fun bunch of people, and they're doing some fun technology, wireless technology. So it looks pretty good to me. Yeah, very cool. All right, so looking forward to that coming as well. So I thought I'd give that a quick update there as well. All right, so that is looking good. We'll try and keep tabs on that one. Seems a pretty big deal to me, so it'd be great to see them participating on Pulsechain. The other one, of course, is Pulseverse. We've got Pulseverse expected to come up to an ecosystem powering the DeFi space on Pulsechain. Now, I don't know a lot about Pulseverse, but of course, it's been around for a little while. And of course, they had a sacrifice on as well. And the last update they really had was the 21st of August. Dear crypto community, an important reminder about the importance of decentralization there. So they seem to be ticking along as well. Now, obviously, I haven't done any due diligence much on this one, so just take that into account. But this is Pulseverse. They are on the Pulse list as well, so we're going to post those. But they're looking at doing a lot of DeFi stuff. That's Pulseverse. So we'll see what happens with these guys. Just caution, I haven't done much stuff around there. There's 2 projects on here that we're going to talk about that I haven't really done. I don't know much about them, except I know their names, but I haven't really seen much else on them. So we got Pulseverse, the power, unlock the power to leverage, obviously bringing more DeFi protocols as well, building blockchain applications for the Pulsechain community. They got the Fluid protocol coming, the Atlas protocol, and the Swift peer-to-peer. So this is what they're talking about bringing to market. Liquidity protocol, NFT marketplace, and peer-to-peer trading. So this looks like some of the solutions that they're bringing. They're going to have the PLSV token native on Pulseverse, which is part of their sacrifice. Staking rewards paid to PLS, and stakes can be traded on NFT on marketplace. They got a roadmap here. It looks like the roadmap suggesting liquidity protocol and NFT marketplace launch in Q3, Q4. Well, obviously we are already in Q3, and so this is still ahead of us. Peer-to-peer protocol orders as well. You can see the token is not yet launched, and they've got some different technologies there as well. So that's kind of the place there for the Pulseverse. So we'll be keeping tabs on these guys, but once again, don't know too much about them. But that is Pulseverse. So there we are on that one. All right, so those a couple others. Wait, we got more. We got more projects coming. Pulsechain. Okay, we got Pulse Speak. Now, obviously, you guys may have seen the this base network, of course, and on Coinbase, you've got this recent one. What did it launch? Just got the Friends one that launched, which seems to be taking a lot of getting a lot of popularity. Obviously, a lot of influencers are able to make some good trading money on that from the looks of it. But PLS Speak is coming, Game Changer social platform. Now, this was guys we're going to speak at one of the conferences that didn't end up being so great because the organizer didn't do it properly. But we've got the all-in-one social platform blockchain coming, and it's got a young guy that leads us. So yeah, I don't know what the last update was, but they've been reposting recent posts here in the last day. Obviously, they follow Somi here as well, and things like that, and yeah, KDP. So they seem to be ticking away there. I'm not exactly sure when they're going to be launching, but this is going to be a social platform. We do need a social platform for Pulsechain, so maybe these guys are the provider of that, the Web3 social platform. So it's going to be a little bit different, of course. It's going to have ability to discuss and trade on the world's most highly debated topics. So we're going to be looking forward to see how this comes along as well, and get some updates from them. So that's kind of where they're at the moment, and you can see some of their tokenomics as well. Their token is going to be called Speak, SPEAK, there as well. Now, I haven't seen any particular recent update from them as well. I'm not sure. The last update was back here, so I'm not sure when the last update they've made to the market about what the status is, but that is ticking away there as well. So we'll be, I'll try and follow up with these guys, but that just wanted to highlight this was expected to come, this PLS Speak protocol. So we see how we get on there. So that is that. I don't know if their sacrifice is still open. Is it still open? Let me have a quick look. I forgot to check this before I start there. Sacrifice phase is ended. Launches soon, but we just don't know when it is. I'm not sure whether they've mentioned it in their Telegram either, but we'll probably follow up on that. But anyway, I wanted to highlight that is still out there, coming, potentially coming to Pulsechain there, with the sacrifice having been completed. So if you want to get hold of that, of course, PLS Speak and check it out a bit more. You can always ask them the same questions that I will ask them. So check that out. That is Pulse Speak coming along the line there to Pulsechain. All right. What else we got? Andrew Reynolds in the house. Hey, Andrew. Hey, everybody. Hope everyone is having a great day. Did my walk at sunrise. Still defrosting. Feels good, though. Hey, well done, Andrew. Well done on the walk. As you guys know, I'm on day 31. 31, so that's pretty cool. And as he says, I keep getting spam warnings about friends. Yeah, I think it, it seems like the code's good, but because Dipcatcher checked the code, but yeah, it's probably the base protocol is pretty wild west over there, even with all the capital flowing and the popularity of particularly of that particular protocol, the Friends mobile app. But yeah, you're probably going to get a bit of that. Danu and do an hour. Hello, Superman, everybody. Just arrived and happy to be here. Hey, Danu, welcome to the chat. Good to see you in the house. So that is another one there. We're looking forward to an update on that. So it's kind of cool. But wait, there's more. Now, this is another one that haven't, this is a question mark over this one. But, we've been talking about that we need a proper fork of like Rocket Pool, or a LiDAR that actually does liquid staking. So we've got validators. You can be a validator and you can stake directly. But what we want to see is liquid staking protocols as well. And we did have Alex McFurder from Hedron Icosa teased us about Rocket Pool, but we didn't. It hasn't come to fruition at this stage. And of course, he's focused on his ecosystem for Hedron Icosa expansion, version 2, of course. And we've talked about that before. But yeah, getting a Rocket Pool fork would be really, really cool. Now, we know that on GoPulse, which we use for data, talking about data on the live streams, that they used to have a sponsor called Pulsechain. And Pulsechain here is talking about, when are they launching? Now, they've apparently, this is a team based, I think, in Eastern Europe, and they have talked about mainnet in 2 weeks. That's kind of the latest update there that they had. So, latest update in 2 weeks. And of course, they're looking at doing a fork of Rocket Pool. It's just one of their products that they're launching, right? So they've got staking pool launch. That'd be the Rocket Pool fork, and they're going to have the pool token. We've got the RPLS awareness, DEX launch, and Pool and GoL launch as well. Now they got in a bit of trouble, right? Bit of hot water with Richard Hart because they were using Pulsex version 2 or something as one of their names, and they got a bit of trouble like that. And I think they backed off from doing that after Richard, gave them the Twitter spanking, as it were. But maybe they're a bit overzealous there. I don't know why I didn't think about that. But that's what happened with Pulsechain. And Pulsechain was a sponsor of GoPulse on there. They were the lead sponsor for a while. So they've had some updates on here. Will we see how they go? They've got obviously kind of cool animations. They've done a good job of that. But the question I have is this. The question I have is this for these guys is that, can you really launch in 2 weeks when we don't have any decentralized oracles? We've already seen one so-called fork of Rocket Pool launch that was a scam that was early on in Pulsechain. And of course, Pulsechain, it all looks very, very good. So there's a question mark over this one. So if you do see it out there, question mark first, right? Due diligence. But at the moment, of course, mainly in 2 weeks, they've got the inverted commas, which is the old joke there, about 2 more weeks. But if they can deliver on this, it'd be pretty awesome. My only question is, how can they launch a Rocket Pool without a decentralized oracle like Fetch Oracle, which is not yet launched? Obviously, Liquid Lines is launching that, and the big protocols are waiting for that to do price calls and things like that. So question mark over that. But that is Pulsechain. We're seeing how they go with that. This is the website, of course, and they're ticking away there as well. They do have a test net. They've got some test net dApps over here at the moment. So some test nets. They've got the dashboard, calculator, PLS pool, stablecoin, swap, etc. So question mark over this one. But they potentially coming down the line. And if they can deliver a staking pool, even though they're promising a stablecoin too, DEX, there are quite a few DeFis in this, then it'd be cool. But if they a scam, then we don't want to deal with them. But we'll see. Question mark over this one. But potentially, if they can deliver, we will see. So that is Pulsechain as well. I don't know whether I should post the link to the thing, but you can check it out. Just big question mark on that though, as well when it does come up. You'll probably see it, pop up, and then you'll go, what is that? It looks exciting. It's got the bells and whistles, but is it for real? Once again, question mark over the Oracle, because there is no Oracle at the moment. So how could they reasonably launch? That would be the question for that one. What else we got else here? We got a couple other comments. We got DJ Paulie Wood, the stylish man in Pulsechain. Hello from Boston. Big shout out to you, DJ Paulie Wood. That's right. Actually, we got the Pulsechain tour is on. Have I still got that up here? Pulsechain tour. I think I had it on here. But that is Boston. Must be coming up. Yeah, I haven't got it on here. Easy use, but definitely that's probably coming up. All right, so it'd be good if we do get a Rocket Pool fork. That'd be very good, opening up staking for people with their pulse, and then that would be getting more pulse off the market. That's why I'm bullish on that, right? So it'd be pretty cool if we could do that because we want to get more pulse off the market. So validators and liquid staking would enable that. Liquid loans would enable getting more pulse off the market, and that's more bullish for price in the long term. So looking forward to that. Enjoying some clam chowder, says DJ Paulie. Awesome. What else? We got Machiavelli in the house as well. Good to see Machiavelli. And Habuda says, does anybody know if the Pulse Police are active? I don't know. I'm not on Telegram, but we do have the link to Pulse Police in our useful links on our Discord. But people do contact them. I'm not sure how open they are for stuff. They kind of just review something and then put it out there. But definitely check on Telegram on the Pulse Police. We've got the link and our useful links in our Discord. So yeah, Wookie is hungry now. Yeah, I'm hungry too, but I got to go for my walk soon. We're an hour and 5 minutes into the live stream. Let's go into the rest of the charts. Let's have a look how everything's performing. We can see that we've got PDI at the moment, a bit of a talk of a town at the moment with the good old Atropa and Plutos and other ones like that. It's currently at 1.1 cents, so it's just moving sideways. It kind of looks like it was going to break out, but hasn't done that. So it's kept moving sideways here at the moment at just over 1 penny. Sorry, 1/10 of a penny, I should say. But will it break out and do a fourth wave up to 1 cent? We will see. And that's kind of the play there. We've had 3 waves so far. Will we get a fourth wave and try to push to 1 cent? We will see. We'll wait and find out. Now we're looking at all the, of course, the Pulsechain projects. Let's have a quick look at this. We're going to do a quick review of this. Not Ethereum. Let's go to top ERC20 tokens. We're going to have a look by liquidity. And by liquidity, we can see that most of these are actually down by liquidity. So if we look at by percentage gain, the only one that's really done well is Curve. Curve has done well on my list. This is my list, of course. 46% is up 46%. That's pretty much it. And yeah, very small liquidity on Curve though, 6,000. So it's virtually nothing bigger for large players. Looking at the meme coins, I think these are all down. Yeah, except for Hex Orange Address, that's up 50%. It's gone 26k liquidity. And everything else that for the 9-inch DEX that's coming, there's 3 meme coins. Where did the ETH go? Paul Pleb and Pulse Dodge, they're all down today. So that means you can pick up a lot of those in the lead up to 9-inch DEX launching. I didn't talk about 9-inch today, but that's coming down the pipeline as well. So we've got quite a few decent project calls coming down the line there. And yeah, so Hex Orange Addresses, I think the ABITS one, is it? Is this ABITS one? Seems to be up the last couple of days. When they were shilling it in the Discord, when they were shilling it in the Hex token chat for about 2 days, the price was going down, which was kind of funny. But the last couple of days it's been going up. So very small pool though, 26k, but at least that's something that retail book can play with in that liquidity. All right, moving to Pulsechain projects. Our fourth group, of course, is let's have a look at the by liquidity. The best performer by liquidity is Tetra. It's up 6%. They've got 172k liquidity in there. That's pretty much it, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much. Texan token not too bad either, up 2%. But if we look by gains on my Pulsechain project list, then we've got Pulse Reflections, Reflection token, they're up 10%. Tetra number 2. Ophir, the new endowment token from Rag to Riches and Crypto Happy, is up 5%. That's pretty much it on those. So pretty modest gains eaching out of these projects. All right, is that it? GameFi. Let's go to GameFi and have a quick look at TYRH Universe. I said I was going to talk about it. TYRH there is at 1.1 cent. It's had a little bit of profit taking here from 1.3 cents down to 1.1. But this chart's pretty amazing, right? Now, there is a 22% tax on buying, the 10% tax, I think, on selling. And if you stake it, you get all the, you get to claim the benefits and all that sort of stuff. You also get a free airdrop when you claim, which can be pretty valuable compared to what you put in there. Also, if you decide to in-stake, you get a 55% penalty on that if you in-stake. So just take that into account. What else are we going to say about it? They have changed TYRH. Let's go to the website. They have changed the amount that you could stake. So they've changed this around. Apparently, they had moved it up to to 10,000 TRH, but apparently they put it down to 1,000. Yeah, for the airdrop. So you can do a minimum of 100 TRH, but if you want to get the instant airdrop when you stake, you need to do a minimum of 1,000. So that was 10,000, now 1,000. So if you're out there and you want to get involved, then you only need 1,000 now. And of course, if you put 1,000 in, you'll be eligible for the airdrop. So it's going to give you a range. It's a random range. You'll get one of these tokens, either burn, water, or plant. You need these to play the game, of course, or you can just speculate on them either way. But your airdrop will be in a range here. So good luck to you on that. If you get to the top of the range, you'll be laughing pretty nicely. It just depends on which token you get as well, because they're all got different prices. So they will be on different values. So at the moment, though, a massive 88% is being staked on TRH. Unbelievable. And I think the price sort of shows that too with the tokenomics. Pretty crazy. But, there's other tokens here. You got the burn token, the plant token, the water token. And, of course, looks like V4 you're going to need the seed token and, of course, the holy token, which is you can get through the Lord Spring game. So there's 2 other tokens. They'll be more useful for V4 when that comes out. Maybe in a month, who knows? It's going to be pretty soon, I imagine, not too late. And of course, the other thing, of course, is the NFT marketplace. There's the recent update there that you can now buy and sell NFTs on the marketplace. Some of them may not be issued on the current marketplace as well, but you can go and do that as well. You just have to go to your my NFTs and then select your NFT you can put on the market as well. So some people are probably trading those too. So there's lots of opportunities. You can play the game, or you can play the trading market on NFTs. And of course, V4. This is V3 at the moment. V4 coming up soon. Now the cool thing about TRH, of course, it's burning all the RH tokens. Pulsechain, Pulsechain, Hex, and Incentive, and it's burnt a ton of them. Almost 2 billion Pulse and 5.7 billion Pulsex, almost 9.8 million Hex, and of course 50,000 incentive tokens. Unbelievable, right? And it's actually burning incentive tokens at a faster rate than Pulsex is burning the buy and burn. So pretty impressive little ratio there, and making incentive token deflationary, which is kind of cool. The other cool things, if you stake, you get claim token, and you can. The next one coming up is what is it? Next one coming up is the Texan token in 5 days and 15 hours. There is 3 billion Texan token to be distributed to those who are staking, and then of course you can see there's others backing up behind it that you'll get as well by staking. So it's pretty cool like that. So you get pretty much you stake, you get instant airdrop there, which could be quite valuable, and of course if you're staking, you're also going to get benefit of the claim tokens, and who knows what else in the future from the TRH team. So not bad at all. And the tokenomics has been talked about for some time, which is pretty cool. Most of the prices are down over the last 24 hours, however, but they're still holding up pretty well on the TRH. That brings us into the Hex daily stats. So let's quickly talk about that. We got day 1358 on Ethereum. We got the prices actually up 6.5%. What? It's up. Yay. We'll take that. We're at 0043 is the price. So someone must have spiked that before close, because we just looked at it earlier. That was below that. So that's kind of cool. We've got the payout per T-share, 6.6 Hex per T-share, looking pretty good. The share rate pretty much the same, 29,000. The average mining length has been rocketing. So this is all-time highs now for the average mining length of Hex T-shares, 7.18 years. Amazing, right? The APY there, 39.16% for the existing T-shares. Remember that, not for the if you're going to do a maximum stake, I think something like 30% or something. The liquidity in the pool is 215 million Hex, $272,000 US and 42 ETH. So that's looking pretty good actually today, especially that price little move higher. T-shares are down 3,223. There are now only 9,814,000 T-shares on the ETH chain there. And what else we've got there? 9.29% of all Hex is locked at the moment. Penalties are virtually nothing today. So people are keeping their responsibilities. And we've got an increase of 12 liquid holders. That's pretty good. And a decrease in miners down 8. Now, we obviously want to improve this number. When we get that, that protocol Hex Scout, it's going to help with this, right? It's going to help quite a lot. And so, get out there and spread the word about getting Hex. It's such good value at the moment. It really is great. So hex.com, check it out in the video description. What else? We've got Hex on Pulsechain, of course. You can buy Hex on Pulsechain. And of course, what are we going to say about this? It is day 101. This is our results for day 101 on Pulsechain. And of course, we've got the price there at 0073. So we're down 6%. Wait a minute. We're up 6% on the ETH chain, and we're down 6% on the Pulsechain. So there we are. And that is today's results. The Hex payout today on Pulsechain, though, super spectacular. 6.859 Hex per T-share. We've got a dot date in the share rate as well, so there's no change there. The average mine length quite a bit shorter than on Ethereum now. It was 7.18 all-time high on Ethereum, but it's only 7.04 on the old Pulsechain. The APY, though, higher for the existing shares, and that is at 40.17%. Another 40% day, pretty good. We're going to go to the ownership pool, down almost 9,000 T-shares today. We're sitting at 9,855,000 T-shares in the ownership pool on the Pulsechain for Hex. Moving over to the lock percentage of coins, 9.45% of Hex is locked on the Pulsechain, but we have massive penalties. We didn't get those on Ethereum. Ethereum was pretty lame. We get 62. It's good. It's good having low, because that means people are keeping their responsibilities. But on Pulsechain, no way. The last 40 days on Pulsechain, we've seen massive penalties come out. We have seen some of the larger OGs, I guess, come out from the past that are still coming out in the future. make different decisions. We've seen one from Ethereum, bridged it in over to Pulsechain, swapped it into PHEX, and did other stuff like that. There are certain larger holders like dolphins and stuff doing certain things like that. So it's definitely a lot of activity. Trying to keep track of them all is pretty tough, right? There's a lot of them out there. But that is pretty much it. We're up 7 liquid holders. We're down 14 miners. So we're at 123,890 miners on the Pulsechain there. Once again, hex.com, check it out. Links in the video description. And if you have any questions, get onto our Discord. Discord does have a chat there called Pulsechain Help. And we've got some moderators that are amazing at helping people that can help you out on that one. So that is pretty much it, folks, on that. And, of course, let's not mention the stablecoin CST on Pulsechain. And if you want to get bridge in some fiat directly to Pulsechain, you can use the CST contract there. I noticed that the price is pretty much close to parity now, 99 cents there, which is pretty good. It was at 98. So that's doing better as well. And, of course, there's a PHEX pool as well that helps that out. So that's pretty much it for that. Let's go back to Pulsechain. Let's go into the Pulsechain price. Where's the Pulsechain price gone? All the way down here somewhere. It's USD Tether, Pulse, USDC, Pulse USD. That's the one we want. So currently at the moment, we've got the price at quadruple 04216 on the old Pulsechain, and we're up to an hour and 16 minutes. So we're gonna wrap up here. We've got about 78 people watching. So a big shout out to everybody. Do appreciate your support, and I hope you guys are enjoying this content today. We've talked about quite a lot of stuff, as you guys know, but Pulsechain is still growing. And, of course, the community is the biggest thing, part of that makes it grow. It is really, Pulsechain is the people's chain, and no one's stopping. Really nice to see Hodl Dog back streaming a bit, and also nice to see Gerardo streaming as well. It's going to be a lot of fun, and, yeah, onwards and upwards from here, I would say. Let's see what else. We got some more comments before we wrap up. Jump down there. Humberto says, does anybody know if the Pulse Police Act, I think we talked about that earlier. Genuine says energy sector on blockchain is going to be huge. Yeah, I think there's quite a nice, connection between Pulsechain and the real world with Mad Energy. So I look forward to seeing that play out. Still, we haven't had a recent update, but that's still looking promising. Just because they have a great looking interface doesn't mean it's safe. That's true, Anita. Well said. Charles as well. Lots of people coming to People's Chain. This low introductory price isn't going to last. Absolutely, Charles. I'm with you on that one. I always remember Burex trading platform. They ripped off thousands of people because it looked to be professionally done. Yeah, and was even listed on ASIC main page. Yeah, absolutely. So you do have to be very careful out there, and that's why I put big question marks over those projects as well. Hit the like button on the way out. Yeah, definitely smash that. Anita says TRH NFTs are expensive, says Anita. Well, the market will decide, won't they, Anita? If the market's not paying, the prices will come down, right? That's generally what happens. Market will decide. Got it, says Crypto Truth. Hex Life, absolutely Hex Life. Now, if you want to continue the conversation, of course, get into our Discord. It really is I'm pretty sure it's the leading Discord on Pulsechain community. So definitely get in there. We're in there first. I know that Trayvon, I think, has a Discord. But apart from that, really is a great place to be if you want to talk about everything Pulsechain, all the projects, strategy, non-crypto. We do non-crypto and everything else. So definitely jump in there for that. Hex is numero uno. And that's right, Brendan. You got it. Danu in there as well. Superman, thank you for your stream. You're welcome, Danu. And Hex on Choices, thank you, Superman. You're welcome. All right, let's play out a video on the way out. Hope you guys enjoy it. And let's play out some cool music from Richard Hart. I always like this. Actually, what should we play? No, we'll play the Highest Stakes Premiere. How about that? Peace out. Bye for now. Take care.